Hello, welcome to Meow Kitchen. Today we're making appam.
We are making appam with yeast. I have used my coffee mug as a measurement cup. I'm adding basmati rice. 2 mugs of basmati rice is equal to 3 cups. You can use any form of raw rice. I prefer basmati rice to raw rice because the appam doesn't stick with each other once it's made. Wash the rice a couple of times and we are going to soak the rice overnight or 6 to 7 hours. The next step is to warm half cup of water to lukewarm temperature. This is to make our yeast mixture. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of dry active yeast into lukewarm water. I'm going to mix it really well and keeping this aside. When you drain the water, don't throw away all the water. You can conserve about a ball of water which we can use for grinding our soaked rice. I'm adding half of the soaked rice into my blender. This is due to the space constraint. You can decide how much rice you want to blend at a time. Add water that is required to blend. The texture of our batter will be coarse, it will not be smooth. Once I have blended half of this rice, I'm going to pour it into a deep bottom bowl. The reason why I want a deep bottom bowl is because the batter will ferment and it will double the quantity and you don't want that to overflow. Now I'm going to add the rest of the rice. Along with that, I'm adding 1.5 cup of frozen coconut. So frozen coconut means I need to thaw the coconut. If you have fresh coconut, you don't have to do this step. You can directly add it. If you have frozen coconut, you have to thaw it. You can do it by microwave or you can use a pan and heat the coconut on low flame because you don't want the coconut to change the color. Once the coconut is thawed, we are going to add it into the blender along with the rest of our rice. Add water that is required and blend it really well. Now we are adding 1.5 cup of cooked rice, cooked plain rice. I'm adding matta rice, that is a rice that we use at home. You can use any form of raw rice, you can use cooked basmati rice, that is your choice. We are going to blend it along with the coconut and the rest of the soaked rice. Add water as it is required. Now I'm adding 3 tablespoons sugar. Appam is a little bit sweet and salty. And this is a delicacy of Kerala and we have it for breakfast or dinner. I don't mind having it for lunch as well. Add salt as per your taste and mix everything together. Now we have to add the yeast mixture. You can see that the yeast is frothy, the mixture is frothy. Add it directly to the batter and mix it well. Now I am setting the minimum temperature in my oven, that is about 170 Fahrenheit. This step is an optional one. If you are staying in a place where the climate is cold, the batter will not ferment really well. So you're going to keep the batter inside the oven once it is heated to the minimum temperature. In warm places, the batter will ferment within 5 to 6 hours. If you don't want to use oven, you can keep the batter in your kitchen because that's the best place, which is warm, and keep it close to your cooking range so that it gets the warmth that is required. But it takes more hours, maybe more than 5 to 6 hours. By doing this step, I'm saving the time and the batter is ready within 3 hours. You can see that the batter has risen. It has doubled the quantity, and you can see the bubbles on top of it. Now we are mixing the batter one more time. And we make appam using a special pan, the appam pan. And you can get it in an Indian store. We are going to heat the appam pan. Since I'm using a non-stick pan, I'm not smearing oil, but if you are using a cast iron pan, smear some oil. Pour a ladle full of batter in the center. You're going to lift the pan and twirl it so that the batter spreads evenly inside. It becomes a thin layer. That's the way I love my appam. Now we are going to place the lid and let it cook for a minute. Make sure the flame is medium or low. Check in between. You can see that the edges are crispy and it has left the sides of the pan. That means our appam is ready. This batter can make up to 25 to 28 appam, and appam is so fluffy and soft, and you can have it with egg curry, chicken curry or vegetable curry.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, Meow Kitchen.